At night in Paris, Driss is driving Philip's Maserati Quattroporte at high speed. Chased through the streets by the police, they are eventually cornered. Driss claims the quadriplegic Felipe must get to the emergency room urgently. Felipe pretends to have a seizure and the fooled police officers escort them. After arriving at the hospital, Driss drives away. The story of friendship between the two men is then told as a flashback. Felipe, a wealthy quadriplegic owner of a luxurious hotel particulier, and his assistant Magali are interviewing potential live-in caregivers. Driss has no ambitions to get hired, he is only waiting to get a signature on a document proving his interview was rejected. In order to continue receiving his benefits, he is told to come back the next morning to collect his signed document. The next day when Driss returns, Philip's aide Yvonne greets him, telling him he has the job on a trial basis. Despite being uninterested and inexperienced, he does well caring for Felipe, albeit using unconventional methods. Driss learns the extent of his employer's disability, aiding Felipe in every aspect of his life. A friend of Philip's reveals that Driss was imprisoned for 6 months for robbery, but Felipe does not care about Driss's past. As Driss is the only one who does not treat Felipe with pity, he will not fire Driss as long as he does his job properly. Felipe explains his disability resulted from a paragliding incident and that his wife died without bearing children. Gradually, Driss helps him to organize his private life, including disciplining his precocious adopted daughter Eliza. Driss discovers modern art, opera, and starts painting. For Philip's birthday, a private classical music concert is performed in his living room. Felipe educates Driss on famous classical pieces, but Driss only recognizes them as advert music or cartoon themes. Feeling the concert is too boring, Driss plays Earth, Wind, and Fire's Boogie Wonderland, livening up the party with the guests also enjoying the music. Discovering Felipe has a purely epistolary relationship with a woman called Eleonore who lives in Dunkirk. Driss encourages his employer to meet her, but Felipe fears her reaction when she discovers his disability. Driss persuades him to talk to her by phone. Felipe agrees to send a photo of himself in a wheelchair to her, but he hesitates and asks his aide, Yvonne, to send a picture as he was before his accident. A date between them is agreed to, but at the last minute Felipe is too scared to meet Eleonore and leaves with Yvonne before she arrives. Felipe then calls Driss, inviting him to fly with him in his Dassault Falcon 900 private jet for a paragliding weekend in the Alps. Driss's cousin, Adam, in trouble with a gang, comes to fetch Driss at the mansion on the pretext of delivering mail. Overhearing, Felipe recognizes Driss's need to be supportive to his family and releases him from his job, suggesting he may not want to push a wheelchair all his life. Driss returns home, joins his friends, and manages to help his cousin. In the meantime, new caregivers have replaced Driss, but Felipe is not happy with any of them. His morale is very low and he stops taking care of himself. He grows a beard and looks ill. Worried, Yvonne calls Driss back. Upon arrival, Driss drives Felipe in the Maserati, which brings the story back to the initial police chase. After they elude the police, Driss takes Felipe to the seaside. Once Felipe has shaved and dressed, they arrive at a Coburg restaurant on the seafront. Driss suddenly leaves the table, saying good luck to Felipe on his lunch date. A few seconds later, Eleonore arrives. Emotionally touched, Felipe looks through the window and sees Driss outside, smiling at him. Driss bids Felipe farewell and walks away. As Felipe and Eleonore chat and enjoy each other's company, the film ends with shots of Felipe Pazo de Borgo and Abdel Selou, the people on whom the story is based, together on a hillside. Reminiscent of the paragliding scene earlier in the film, the closing caption states that the men remain close friends to this day.